Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I am so excited to be here and honored. Thank you so much for having me. I always like to start off with a quote, and I'm just going to tell you now, I love Michael Jordan. I love basketball and sports. So I'm going to start off with, I can accept failure, but I cannot accept not trying. Michael Jordan. Perseverance is the ability to keep going, to be able to face any challenges that might come our way. It is the ability to stay focused regardless of any distractions. And today, in the world today, we have lots of distractions going on with the pandemic. But with every success, there is also tons of failures. Perseverance is also something that you cannot learn. It's something that you can't go to someone and say, can you give it to me? No, it's actually something that we already have inside of us, that we were born with. I can remember as a child, which I'm sure plenty of you have, been on a bicycle. And when we first started out, we had the training wheels. And then there was a time that we needed it to remove the training wheels. And what happened? We fell down several times. I know I did. I still have the scars on my knees and my elbows to prove it. But guess what? I continue to try no matter how many times that I failed, no matter how many scars and wounds that I had. I did not give up, and I learned how to ride a bicycle. So life teaches us that sometimes, there's things that comes along the way, then you have to pivot. And definitely with the pandemic, there are several businesses that were not online. And so what happened with those businesses? They had to pivot. They had to learn to do something new. When I was living in Dubai, we didn't have Zoom and we didn't have Skype and we didn't have those type of accesses. So then therefore the people who were there, they had to learn to do something different. And there are several people who had businesses that didn't have an online presence and they pivot. What do you think happened? Do you think they were successful? Do you think that they didn't have any struggles? No, they had plenty of struggles and plenty of failures, just like we all had. But are they still here today, or did they have to close? I challenge you today to go look at some of those businesses. Regardless if they're here today or if they had to close, you could still learn something from what they had to go through. Success isn't one path. It isn't one direction. It's lots of twists and turns, as you can see. We have our ups and downs, but eventually we get at our destination. Now, for me, I am directionally challenged. I can have a GPS in the car and still get lost, okay? And especially when I was in Dubai, I was like, this is not what it says. And I'm so used to being in the States where it will say exit such and such. Well, guess what? When I started driving in Dubai, I didn't see that. And I was like, where am I supposed to get off the road, lady? But guess what? I continued to push. And I was like, I'm going to get to my destination, regardless if I have to ride around all night. And to be honest with you, when you miss an exit in Dubai, you ride a long time. So it took me, instead of 20 minutes to get to a destination one time, an hour and 45 minutes, but I got there. I didn't give up. And when I lived there, I knew that there were going to be lots of challenges that I was going to have to go through. I knew that there was going to be language barriers. I knew I had to find a place to live. I was leaving my family. I am a mother of two and married. I have children. My son just graduated today. He was my last one from college, so we are finished with that. But there was a lot of sacrifices. But I said, when I go to Dubai, I am going to build this business. And I know that it's not going to be easy. I know that I'm going to have a lot of challenges. I know that I'm going to run into a lot of roadblocks. There's things that I have to learn. Even after been traveling there for years, when I lived there, it was totally different. But I continue to push and I continue to build my businesses. And I was able to take other women with me, which I am doing today. And now I'm able to travel all over the world. But again, it has a lot of roadblocks and things that I had to learn, but I didn't give up. Just like I told you in the beginning, I love Michael Jordan. And I love the way that he was able to persevere through all of his challenges. So let's just take a quick look really at his life. And I want you just to close your eyes and just honestly think, this sounds familiar, or can I relate to what he had to go through? Maybe I'm going through it right now. And maybe I'm feeling like I just want to give up, that I don't want to push forth, that I just want to be done with it because I don't want this business. It's too stressful. The pandemic is taking it. What are you going to do? Are you going to give up? Or are you going to keep going? Because there are so many people who have been in that position before. And so just like Michael Jordan said, he said, I missed more than 9,000 shots. And in my career, I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the winning shot and he missed. I failed over and over and over again. And that is why he succeeded. And when he was in his sophomore year, if you know anything about basketball, he tried out for his varsity basketball team. And the coach said, no, you cannot play because you're too short. I'm sure that coach really regrets that today. He was extremely disappointed, but he had to be able to accept the rejection as a challenge to proceed and to improve. So look at Michael Jordan. If he had given up, if he had taken what someone said, the rejection, would he be the greatest player of all time right now? He does have a little competition right now, but still he's the best player in my book. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your goal is or how long it takes you to get there. Just remember that you can do anything that you set your mind to, but it takes action. It takes being persistent. It takes the courage to face your fears, to remove the doubts, the self-sabotage that comes in our way. And if you truly want something, what if you quit? You'll never know if it worked or not. All it takes is one yes for your dreams to become your reality. So don't stop trying. And this is my last quote that I want to leave you with. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Thomas Edison. So I challenge you today to keep going and to not give up, to dig deep, to ask for help, ask for support, whatever it is you need, but just don't give up. Thank you.